Brendan Preisman on the call here for this one. Brendan, after all these years, here we are, our final game together, and it's going to be a great one.
Yeah, it's bittersweet, but, couldn't come to an end with a better game, I don't think. I mean, battle between two top 10 teams with a state berth basically on the line. This is a de facto play-in game like Chargers-Raiders was to end the NFL regular season a couple of months ago. You win, you're in. You lose, you go home. And these teams played a really tight game earlier this year, so this should be an exciting matchup.
So let's get into the specifics, beginning with the look around the Metro with the 7 districts. Finals taken on tonight. Miller North, Bellevue West, West Side, the top 3 seeds. Central, Gretna, Prep at 6, and then Papia South hosting the A7 with Pius the 10th. All 7 games being played in Omaha here tonight. And if everything goes as planned in terms of seedings, if the host wins all 7 games, Prep would be taking on Westside in the state quarterfinals. But as we saw last year with 2 hosts losing in the finals, anything is possible on a night like this, Brendan.
Anything is possible, but if there's one thing you don't want to bet against in Class A basketball, it is Creighton Prep when it comes to making state. They haven't missed the state tournament since 2014 under Coach Josh Ludke. They've ended up winning 3 titles since 2009, including 2 in that current stretch from 2014 on in 2015, 2018. Whether this team can win the state title, still up in the air, but whether they can at least give themselves a chance to, I think they'll have a pretty good shot at it tonight.
Yeah, so specifically looking at our bracket here, the A6, Creighton Prep the 1 seed, Lincoln Northeast the 2 seed, going head-to-head here tonight. And both of these teams would definitely say Monday night they didn't play their best games offensively. Prep only putting up 53 points against Bryan, with many of those coming on free throws, and then Northeast only 47 on a Grand Island team that was without a 100% Isaac Trout. He was injured throughout the game. But in the playoff time, in March, you count the win regardless of how it comes. Any means possible to get the victory in this time of year. And both these teams, doesn't matter how they play tonight, they're just going to try and find a way down the stretch to make the extra plays late to come out with the win here.
You said find a way. That's definitely how Prep beat Bryan on Monday night. I talked to Parker Keeler, the team manager, and he said that the energy was super low on the team, super low in the building, not a lot of fans watching, and the team came out pretty flat. They didn't even break, I think, 35 points until near the end of the third quarter. They ended up scoring 19 in the fourth to pull away from Bryan and get a 53-36 win. Martell Evans had one of the best games of his career, going, I believe, 11 of 15 from the free throw line en route to 20 points. He played his best when the team needed him most, and he's probably going to have to do that again tonight. As for Lincoln Northeast, you could argue that they got a little bit lucky. Isaac Trout, the Virginia commit for Grand Island, got hurt midway through their game, ended up playing on one leg for most of the rest of it, but wasn't his full self, so they were able to escape. So both these teams could have easily had their seasons end on Monday, but now they're here, and now they really know that there's no margin for error.
And let's look at how they got here, Prep and Lincoln Northeast. Starting with the Junior Jays, that impressive record of 9-1 in this building, only loss coming by 3 points to top-seeded Millard North on February 15th. However, the Junior Jays, that impressive home record, offset a little bit by the disappointing 1-6 mark against other district hosts. However, they've got their fair share of big wins, the blowout of Lincoln Southwest. Also, the win over Lincoln Northeast, the team they're facing tonight, back on February the 5th. And then the other side, the Rockets, 18-6 record. They've dominated play in Lincoln. However, they've scuffled just a little bit in their games against Metro teams in Omaha. However, they started the season really hot, 10-0 record to begin the year, won the Heartland Athletic Conference tournament at Christmas time, and here they are. They feel they've got just as good a chance at anybody at beating Prep here tonight.
If there's one thing they can do, they can finish games. They've had 10 or 11 games decided by 6 points or fewer. They've won 8, including 2 overtime victories. One of their losses, however, was against this very Junior Jays team, which is a perfect segue into our next graphic about our regular season matchup. Oh.
Well, we don't have it up, but we can talk.
Well,
we can talk.
Yeah,
we can talk about it
I
anyway.
hope we can.
We've got the knowledge for it. Creighton Prep
I hope we do.
Beat Lincoln Northeast 59-53 on February the 5th, just under a month ago. Rather, that game played in Lincoln on a Saturday afternoon during that long road trip the Junior Jays got stuck on in the latter part of the season. But Prep got production from their scorers. Luke Jungers with 18 points, Martell Evans with 17. Prep also played very clean basketball.
Yep.
They forced turnovers. Lincoln Northeast had 15 of them, Prep only 7. And the Junior Jays were great down the stretch. 18-11, outscoring the Rockets by that margin in the fourth quarter. Going to need a big finish once again tonight.
And another thing that could tell us a lot about how this game tonight will go is how well Prep shot. 49% field goals, 50% three-pointers, and 80% free throws. They shot the ball really well against the Rockets. And as for the Rockets, you mentioned the 15 turnovers. They shot a little below their season averages, or a little around to a little below in all of their season averages. And then they only had 2 guys over 5 points, and that's not really what this team likes. They're more of a share the love type of team. I think off the top of my head they've got like 5-6 guys over 6 points a game. So they are definitely a team that likes to spread the ball around. They didn't do that successfully against Prep. They're going to have to tonight if they want to come into the Hyder and steal a win.
Creighton Prep and Lincoln Northeast in the A6 District Final here in the Hyder Center. We will have the national anthem, starters, and tip-off coming your way next on the CP Sports Network. Welcome back to the Hyder Center, everybody. A6 District Final matchup just moments away between Lincoln Northeast, the 9 seed in Class A, and Creighton Prep, the 6 seed in Class A. 1 versus 2 matchup in this particular district. Let's give you the starters for tonight's game. First for the visitors from Lincoln. Number 2, Carlos Valdez, a senior. Number 3, Jalen Lang, a junior. Number 14, Xander Beard, a senior. Number 15, Christian Wynn, a junior. And number 23, Porter Basil, a junior. On the other side, the home team, the Creighton Prep Junior Jays, their starting 5. Number 0, Luke Jungers, the senior forward, UNO commit, playing his final home game here at the Hyder Center. Number 4, PJ Newbill, the junior guard. Number 5, Joey Rischel, the junior guard. Number 10, Casey O'Malley, the senior guard, playing his final game at the Hyder as well. And number 20, Martell Evans, the 3rd senior in this Prep starting 5. Mr. Prizeman, who are you watching for tonight in this A6 District Final?
Can I say everybody?
Why not?
Well, yeah, I mean, you mentioned Basil, the junior forward. He is a very solid guy for this team. His impact doesn't always show up on the stat sheet. He's only averaging 8 points a game, but he's averaging 4.5 rebounds per game. That's second on the team in steals at over 1 a game. And then he's second in the entirety of Class A in blocks with 3.3 a game, behind only Jason Green, the Creighton commit. and he's got multiple blocks in all but 2 games this year, much like on Monday when we saw Luke Jungers have to do battle with Lam Kwani down in the post. Jungers will likely have to do battle with Basil, the only real big this Northeast team has. If Prep wants to win this game, Jungers is going to have to win that battle pretty easily.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for March Madness? A6 District Final. Winner goes to Pinnacle Bank Arena next week. Loser, in all likelihood, goes home. Prep and Lincoln Northeast underway. Tip goes forward to Casey O'Malley. He crosses over, had the dribble go off his leg and out of bounds. And 4 seconds in, Lincoln Northeast will take it.
Well, we mentioned a little bit in the pregame that Prep felt a little bit low energy on Monday night, but you do wonder if the high energy for this game might be a little too high, because it can lead to mistakes, especially in the early going.
Here's the three-pointer quickly. Xander Beard missed it. Rebound knocked up in the air and finally comes to Casey O'Malley. Creighton Prep seeking their 8th consecutive state tournament appearance tonight. Rockets seeking their 1st state tournament appearance since 2016. Here's PJ Newbell for the Junior Jays.
You can see they're trying to get it into Jungers early.
Rischel back to Newbill. Jungers wanted in the post. There's a kick to Evans. Corner 3. Evans can't get it to go. Rebounded by Carlos Valdez of the Rockets. Now Porter Basil has it. Swinging around. Valdez in the corner. Working on O'Malley.
Got the height advantage.
Valdez kick out. Nothing there for Jalen Lang. On a bounce to Xander Beard. Three-pointer in the face of Rischel is strong. Beard 0 for 2 quickly from three-point land, and Evans takes it the other way for the Junior Jays.
That's really rare for Beard to be shooting this badly. He's 19th in Class A at a 41% clip from beyond the arc. He's going to start making those eventually. Only question is, what will Prep do when he does?
Evans forcing the issue on the drive, gets the blocking foul called against Jalen Lang. 6:45 to go in the first quarter. Prep will have an inbound from the baseline. Evans had a great bounce-back game in the win over Bryan on Monday night, scoring 19 points, hitting 11 free throws. Jungers trying to score, and he's got it and the foul. Luke Jungers was triple-teamed. It made no difference for the Omaha signee. It's 2-0 Prep.
Well, I mean, when you've only got one guy on your team who's over 6'4", you're probably going to have to send the double at number 0. Issue is, he's too tall and too good for it to matter.
Jungers, the 81% free throw shooter on the year, knocks down his first attempt of the night, and it's 3-0 Junior Jays. The foul was called against Christian Wynn, the junior guard of the Rockets. Here's Valdez working along the baseline. He has an and one. Lays it in, draws the foul. I believe it'll go against O'Malley. Indeed it will. And Valdez has a chance to tie the game at the free throw line.
Both of these teams are very happy very free throw happy teams, excuse me. Valdez missed it though.
So 3-2, the lead for Prep. Rischel wants a cross court. Instead, Newbill finds O'Malley, who misses the 3 from the corner. Both teams starting off pretty cold from downtown early on.
A lot of uncharacteristic misses. These two teams are some of the best in Class A at shooting.
Travel against Valdez. He has handled the ball more than any Rocket in the early going here, but he commits the infraction that time, and Prep takes over with 6:10 to go.
Tyler, you mentioned Prep going cold and Northeast going as well. It's really surprising because they're both top 6 in Class A right now in three-point percentage. So these teams missing fairly open shots as well is kind of surprising. That could just be chalked up to adrenaline, though.
Here's Evans to Jungers. Newbill on the near side. He's got an open 3. Newbill with a high rising shot is airballed. May have been tipped, and Northeast will take it the other way. Christian Wynn splitting defenders on a bounce. And out to the corner. Basil for 3. That one missed. Newbill rebound. He races the other way. 5:30 to go in the first. Newbill, coast to coast. His layup was highly contested, and he missed it. Now Jalen Lang for Northeast. He floats one over to Basil. Porter Basil working his way in. Northeast with quick ball movement.
They're doing a great job at making the extra pass. They just haven't been able to take advantage.
Jalen Lang able to draw the foul against Creighton Prep. That will go against Evans, yep. 5:12 to go in the first quarter. Possession will stay with the Rockets. Each team now with 2 team fouls.
Let's go back to the going cold thing. Oh. Tyler, how many threes do you think have been taken in this game as Wynn misses one?
Well, the Rockets have taken, 4, haven't they?
Yep. Prep's taken 3.
Prep's taken 3.
They've hit a combined 0.
Yep, Lincoln Northeast just missed another one on that last trip, so it remains 3-2 Creighton Prep under 5 minutes to go in the first.
Junger's got a switch.
O'Malley's got a 3. O'Malley hits it. The cold streak is over for Creighton Prep. They're on the board from distance, and it's 6-2 Junior Jays.
And O'Malley had an excellent game on Monday as well. 11 points, 3 assists, 3 steals versus Bryan. He's going to have to shoot well for Prep to win this game as well, because he's probably the 3rd or 4th best player on the team.
O'Malley, a 44% three-point shooter coming in as the layup is missed by Basil. However, the rebound kicks out to Xander Beard.
What a move.
Showing some great footwork. Xander Beard scores, and it's a 2-point game.
Yeah, Xander Beard, the 2nd best scorer on this team, 10.7 points a game, just cracking the top 50. And you can see why with a nifty move like that.
Jungers in the post. No whistle as Beard hit the deck. And Jungers adds 2 more for the Junior Jays. They're back ahead by 4 with 4 minutes left in the first.
That's 5 early ones from him. We saw Jungers shoot the ball very well in warm-ups, and I did wonder if we were going to get a great Luke Jungers game. We may have our answer.
A steal by Newbill. Prep takes it the other way. Rieschel thought about a 3, didn't take it. Now Newbill at the top of the key. He's been one of the main ball handlers so far for Prep. And that's going to be an offensive foul against the Junior Jays. It's going to go against Newbill as he was driving in. Prep will make a substitution. Sudbeck for Newbill and Hebner for O'Malley.
And then
Rockets will bring in.
It looks like Northeast has a couple of subs too.
It's Adonis Jones.
And Gutron Gatnour, I think.
Yep. So Jones and Gatnour for the Rockets, Hebner and Sudbeck for the Junior Jays.
I think bringing in Gatnour is a great choice for the Rockets. He's 8th in Class A from three-point land at 44%. Nobody else has been able to hit, but maybe he might. It's 8-4, and we're over halfway through the first quarter. This is looking a little too much like the Bryan game for my liking. A lot of low scoring.
Basil against Jungers. Threw it off the hands of Gatnour. He's able to retrieve. Kick out Jones for 3. That one offline, and Jungers goes up for the rebound and snatches it down. Ahead to Hebner. Back for Jungers again.
Rockets now 0 of 5 from deep.
Rieschel for 3. That one is no good. Rebound is fought for in the paint. I think Hebner has it. He did for a moment, and they're going to call a foul against Lincoln Northeast unless they change it. The officials talked it over, and the foul will remain on the Rockets.
That's on Valdez, I think, Carlos Valdez.
First personal on Valdez.
So both teams now with 3 fouls.
Rieschel inbounds to Evans.
Jungers has a switch in the post.
Kick out. Sudbeck. 3-point shot is straight through for Joe Sudbeck. Timeout Lincoln Northeast. The Junior Jays have come out looking much better than they did on Monday night. The home squad has a 7-point lead with 3:02 to go in the first.
Yeah, well, you're not going to believe this, but when I wrote down my keys to the game last night at an hour that was way too late to be writing down my keys to the game, the first one for Prep was making open threes.
There you go.
They're the 2nd best team in Class A at 40% from 3, and they look every bit like that team so far tonight. O'Malley's hit 1 and Sudbeck's hit 1. Other than that, pretty slim pickings, but, you know, the scoring's going well. The thing that does worry me, though, a little bit is the defense, because normally you can count on Prep for pretty solid defense, but Lincoln Northeast has found a lot of open shots, and Prep, in my opinion, has gotten pretty lucky that they haven't fallen yet. I mean, Adonis Jones, 0 of 1. You've got Xander Beard, who shoots 50% from the field, 1 of 3. Porter Basil, who shoots 39%, 0 of 2. At some point, these shots are going to start falling unless Prep continues to play good, solid defense and get in the faces of the shooters.
Joe Sudbeck, the man who just made the Prep three-pointer.
It's Mamba March.
Coming into tonight, yeah, it's Mamba March. Coming into tonight, 82% of Sudbeck's points have come on triples. Basil driving in. That is going to be a basket and a foul. Evans called for the blocking foul. Basil scores 2. He'll go to the line for 1 more free throw.
Wait, O'Malley's not in.
Yeah,
okay.
That's a mistake. Evans was the guilty party, and he'll check out for Knight.
Wonder if the PA announcers knew.
Yeah. we won't name any names, but
we probably shouldn't.
Basil on the free throw, knocks it down. And it's an 11-7 lead for the Junior Jays.
You know, right now this Lincoln Northeast team is reminding me a lot of another team named Rockets down in Houston, Texas. You remember back in 2018, that team at all?
Went to the conference finals. Game 7, couldn't shoot.
You know, free throw merchants, loved shooting from 3. Got down to the big game and all of a sudden couldn't make their threes and couldn't get to the free throw line. I'm not saying that's what's happening right now, but they've missed a lot of good shots.
4-point lead for Prep. Emmett Knight with his first touch. Gets it to Joe Sudbeck. Jungers across to Hebner. Guarded tightly by Gatnor. Over to Riechel. Joey Riechel makes his move. He's got 3 Rockets on him. Back out to Jungers. Northeast with active D.
Keeps trapping the ball.
Riechel is blocked. That was Basil getting out there. It goes out of bounds. Last touched by Lincoln Northeast.
And who else but Porter Basil?
Yep, 2:12 to go. Possession stays with Prep as we'll see substitutions for the Rockets. Back into the game, Christian Wynn and Jalen Lang.
I mean, normally you think of a block as something that happens down in the post, but Basil flying out on the perimeter, that was a really impressive play.
Yeah, looking a little bit like Jason Green, the man we saw a few weeks ago here, as that's going to be a foul as Jungers in the post was held and pulled backwards, and it's going to go against Lang.
Well,
he will come out of the game. Xander Beard back in.
To be fair to Lang, what would you do in that situation? He's 6'1", you're about 6'1".
Yeah.
You got Luke Jungers, who's 6'8", posting you up. I mean,
tough situation.
Yeah, what are you supposed to do?
2:07 left in the first.
Looks like Casey O'Malley's back in.
He is, as Riechel takes a seat on the bench. Hebner over to Knight. Jungers again wants it in the post. He's got a much smaller Gatnor on him.
Yeah, Jungers has almost half a foot on Gatnor. They got to get the ball into him.
Hebner will take a 3 instead. That one's airballed, but Sudbeck's got the board. Jungers. Ball was deflected a little bit as he went up for the layup, and it ended up going short. Northeast takes over. Still down by 4 as Gatnor is fouled by Hebner.
Been a real physical game. Both teams already at 5 fouls, and we still got 1:42 to go in the first.
Prep still ahead 11-7. Rockets will go to work here on offense, trying to cut the deficit down to 1 possession. Xander Beard.
They got to try and get something in the post. They got Jungers out of there. Now you got to find somebody to get into the post.
Christian Wynn spins on O'Malley, throws it over to Basil. Porter Basil with Jungers guarding, works his way in. That'll be a blocking foul.
Ludke's furious.
O'Malley.
Ludke is furious.
6th team foul already on Creighton Prep.
Yeah,
they've got a chance to put the Rockets in bonus territory before we even reach the end of the first.
It's been a really physical game. But unlike the Bryan game where the refs kind of let things go a little bit, these refs have not been shy about using their whistles. And we've already got guys in foul trouble. I mean, Jalen Lang, a starter for the Rockets, already has 2. Both Martell Evans and Casey O'Malley have 2. That could be big later in the game.
Newbill and Riechel back into the game for Prep. There's a foul called against Newbill as
that was a hard foul.
Going up for the layup was Adonis Jones, and he's going to go to the free throw line for 2 tries. Newbill fouled him pretty hard that time as he had just lost the ball on a turnover.
Came down with his arm, a lot of bodily contact. And Prep chanting that, yes, in fact, P.J. Newbill can do that, but not legally, and in fact now Lincoln Northeast will be shooting free throws for the rest of the first half.
Goodness. 7th team foul on Prep. As Jones is short, and that's not a 1-and-1, Mr. Gatnor.
Good effort, though. Yeah. Good. I don't blame him for that.
He plays whistle to whistle. Let's just say that. Him and Sudbeck fighting for the rebound that didn't exist.
Making free throws was one of the keys I put down for Northeast, but it's been a struggle from the line for them so far. They've now missed 3 of their 4 attempts.
Jones goes 0 of 2. Here's Newbill. A minute to play in the opening quarter. Again, fairly low scoring.
A lot of fouls, though.
Jungers in the post, trying for positioning on Basil. Jungers got him in the air, and he adds 2 more. Jungers puts the Junior Jays up by 6.
The Junger Jays.
7 points for Luke Jungers. Now Xander Beard with it for the Rockets. 40 seconds to go in the first.
Did you like the pun?
I did.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. We'll probably come back to that later in the game because he's currently tied with Lincoln Northeast for scoring by himself.
Yep, he's on a roll. Here's Jones trying to get on a roll from distance. He misses the three. It's over the top of the backboard and out of bounds. And the Rockets still remain scoreless from outside.
0 of 8 now and 1 of 4 from the line. This is incredibly uncharacteristic from them. And you can't even really say it's adrenaline at this point because otherwise they're playing very well, but they just have not been able to get those shots that they normally rely on so much.
15 seconds. Emmett Knight has the basketball. Over to Rieschel, back to Knight.
Definitely want to get the ball in the hands of Zero.
Newbill along the baseline. He was fouled going up for the shot.
Wynn can't believe it.
Yep. It'll go against Wynn. That's the 6th team foul against the Rockets.
Second on Wynn. So now multiple starters from each team have 2 fouls. Newbill, Evans, and O'Malley, all with 2 for Prep. And then you've got Wynn and Lang for the Rockets.
Newbill misses the first free throw. Coming into the night, he's
74%
a 74% free throw shooter, 26 of 35.
Mm-hmm. Prep currently 5th in free throw percentage, as well at 71%.
Newbill, 0 for 2. Rims tightening up on both teams. Basil throws one up at the buzzer and hits it. That might be just what the Rockets needed. Porter Basil with a long three-pointer to beat the horn, and it's a 3-point game to end the first.
Well, that's one way to end your missing streak. Good grief. I mean, I kept saying it had to end eventually. I didn't think it'd be on that. Wow.
So after 8 minutes of play, it is Creighton Prep 13, Lincoln Northeast 10. Close, scrappy, as we expected.
Physical.
Yes.
Real physical.
2 teams extremely hungry to get to Pinnacle Bank Arena. Junior Jays, 13 points, 7 of them from Luke Jungers, who has been excellent in the post so far tonight, getting to the free throw line, getting into the paint. And then for the Rockets, Valdez with 2, Beard with 2, Basil now with 6 after knocking down that huge three-pointer at the buzzer. So, Brennan, key takeaways from the first quarter for you.
When Luke Jungers wants to be against this team, he's unstoppable. He started off the game really trying to get into his spots in the post, and it worked. He had 7 in the opening quarter. Rims are really tight from the 3, but I think they'll loosen up eventually, so Prep can't keep relying on Northeast to miss those shots because they will start falling eventually. They might not be as crazy as that Basil buzzer beater, but they'll make some shots. And then free throws are going to be key. Lincoln Northeast 12th in free throws made, Prep 24th, but both of them top 10 in free throw percentage. So I'd expect there to be a lot more trips to the charity stripe. Also, real quick, you want some updates?
Other scores around the
Elkhorn
league?
South up on Central by 15 at half.
Oh, wow.
And Gretna leads Lincoln Southwest by 5 at the end of 1. Lincoln Pius leads the Papillion South Titans 18-5 after 1. That's a travel.
Will be a travel against Basil. So after hitting the three-point shot at the buzzer, he gives the basketball right back to Prep. They'll take over ahead by 3. If you're just joining us, Prep, 7 team fouls already. Lincoln Northeast, 6 team fouls already.
And Jungers and Basil is the matchup to watch, as we said in pregame, and it's not disappointed so far.
PJ Newbill out to Emmett Knight.
Northeast is doing a really good job at preventing the drives. Every time a Prep player drives, there's always 1 or 2 guys there.
Jungers fouled on the floor and putting his hands on his head in disbelief is Valdez.
That'll be free throws for the rest of the half now for the Junior Jays as well. And you mentioned earlier in the broadcast when Jungers hit the and one, 81% free throw shooter. That's 7th in Class A. Not the guy you want to foul.
Valdez out of the game with 2 personal fouls. Jalen Lang into the game for the Rockets.
Also with 2 fouls, by the way. Like, we could very seriously see a couple of guys on both teams foul out before the 4th quarter.
Jungers hits the first free throw. Puts him at 8 points now on the night. He had 18 tallies in the regular season matchup with Northeast on February 5th. And he's got a 2-for-2 trip. 9 points for Jungers, 5-point lead for Prep. And it's Jalen Lang carrying the basketball ahead. Gatnor Kick out. Adonis Jones, another three. He misses
Oh.
again. That time strong, but the rebound knocks
Good
up in the
board.
air. A great tap by Lang to get it to Basil. Basil finds Beard along the baseline. Triple teamed. He traveled again.
Ooh.
Lincoln Northeast having some travel troubles. It's not spring break yet, Rockets. They'll
Yeah.
give the basketball back to Prep.
Well, they've had turnover troubles all year long. 11th in Class A in turnovers at 13.2 compared to Prep at 10.1, which is second. They give the ball away quite a bit, and doing so in a game this close, not ideal.
Sudbeck back to Emmett Knight. Sudbeck again. Rockets into a zone defense now. As Newbill kicks out. Riesel going to try and beat the zone with a three. He can't, but the rebound is grabbed by
What a play!
Sudbeck. And a smart play by Sudbeck to throw it off the foot of a Rocket. Out of bounds, Prep basketball.
That's now basically 2 offensive rebounds for Sudbeck. He had 1 in the first quarter, and then that one basically counts because Prep keeps possession. For a guy who's averaging 0.8 of a rebound per game on the year, it's been a really impressive half.
Riesel wanting the three, missing again. Rebound Basil.
Rieschel's 0 of 4. This is really a rough night for Joey Riesel.
Well, he's had a very rough stretch as of late. Riesel 5 for his last 22 from long range as Gatnor has the rebound here. Out to Adonis Jones. Jones ran into Jungers, and it'll be Jungers with the foul.
It's his first, but
Jones to the line for a 1-and-1. 6:15 to go in the first half. Jones going for a 1-and-1. He's scoreless so far tonight. And he hits the first. Jones, a senior guard in his 3rd varsity season. Had 4 points, 2 assists in the first meeting with Prep on February 5th. As his second free throw is short, rebounded by Riesel.
got to start hitting these.
15-11 in favor of the Junior Jays. Sudbeck. Rockets in that zone defense again.
Yeah, no drives allowed. That's the key for them.
And there's a steal. Jones with the interception.
Good move.
Stop and go on Knight. Jones all the way, but he can't score. There is a foul, however, against Creighton Prep. They're going to call it on Sudbeck. And Jones right back to the free throw line, shooting 2 this time.
And that's not the ideal foul if you're Joe Sudbeck. It looked like Jones was probably going to miss the layup anyway. Came in with his left hand from the right side. Had a pretty tough angle at it anyway. But more free throws for the Rockets.
And
this is unreal.
Misses again. Jones now 1 of 3 from the line.
It's weird. It's like a meltdown, but it doesn't feel like a meltdown because otherwise they're playing really well. They just cannot shoot from the charity stripe or the three-point line, like at all. They've made 2 total shots from those areas, and we're well into the first half.
Oh, that one gets the roll. Tell you what, weird things can happen this time of year. Jones with a 1 for 2 trip that time.
He's now 2 of 6. Rest of the team combined is 1 of 2, so a total of 3 of 8, or 37.5% so far for the Rockets. That is not sustainable if they want to steal a game here in the Heider Center.
Prep lead has been cut down to 3.
The 2 threes working really well.
Driving, and he traveled. Offenses continue to sputter again and again here. Lincoln Northeast takes over. Chance to tie the game if they take a 3.
I think Lincoln Northeast has kind of found maybe the cure for Prep's offense is if you just run an extended 2-3, it's not going to be easy to get the ball inside to Jungers, but the shooters will also be covered.
Valdez on Knight. Size advantage, and 1. Carlos Valdez makes it a 1-point game, and he can tie it at the charity stripe.
Yeah, Valdez definitely more of a guy who sets up other guys to succeed. He's only averaging 6 points, 4 rebounds a game, but when he's shooting, he's on his game. He shot 50% or better in 12 games. So far hasn't missed a shot from the field tonight, 2 of 2.
And the game is tied. 15 all with 5:27 until halftime.
17 combined fouls already.
Xander Beard back into the game for the Rockets as Gatnor checks out.
Did you see who the foul was on?
I did not.
It was Knight, wasn't it?
Sudbeck trying to bank a 3. That one is off the mark.
Banks aren't open this late, Joe.
And the rebound was grabbed by Hebner, but his foot was on the line underneath the hoop, and Northeast takes over. 5:11 until halftime. That last and one foul by Prep was their 10th as a team, so Rockets now in the double bonus the rest of the way.
Yeah, I hope everybody likes free throws because we're going to get a lot of them.
What a crossover by Wynn. Christian
What
Wynn.
a move.
Rockets take the lead. It is 17-15. Wynn with his first 2 points of the night. Surprising they came this late considering he had 19 in the first Prep game.
If I recall correctly, that's currently a 7-0 run.
Yeah.
From the Rockets.
Rocket fans getting loud. Sudbeck wants to silence them, and he does. Prep back in front. It's a 1-point game as Sudbeck knocks down another 3.
We on season high watch yet?
Well, his
season high is 12.
Career high was 12 against Gretna. He's halfway there with 6.
Both from 3, by the way. Loves to shoot from the outside, and he's been the only guy on either side making them consistently.
And in that Gretna game, his 12 points came on 4 for 4 3-point shooting.
Uh-oh. Well, he has missed one, though, so not 4 for 4. Nice pass.
Wide open, Basil. And the Rockets take their lead back, 19-18, Lincoln Northeast. Basil leads the Rockets with 8 points.
Beautiful drive and kick by Jalen Lang, too, the team's leader in assists with 2.3 a game. Made a really nice pass there.
So now we're getting the competitive back-and-forth game we expected coming in.
Sudbeck in the corner. Sudbeck in the corner.
There he is. Sudbeck again. That one is strong. He wants his rebound. He goes to the ground, and it's a foul against Northeast.
That's 3 on Jalen Lang. That is huge. Team leader in assists, rebounds, steals, and field goal percentage. And he's probably done for the remaining 3:37 of the first half. That is not ideal for the Rockets as they take a 33-18 lead according to the scoreboard.
That's a mistake.
I hope so.
I don't know how one would score a 14-point bucket.
Oh, there we go. We're good.
So now back to 19-18. Sudbeck to the line for a 1-and-1. Dasher into the game for Prep. As Sudbeck knocks down the first. Gatnor's back in for the Rockets. Game is tied at 19. Sudbeck now with 7 points, already having one of his best performances of the season.
And this is his last game in the Hyder Center, too. He wants to win this as much as anybody on the team.
1 for 2 trip from the line. We are tied at 19. As this is Xander Beard calling the shots for Northeast. Over to Gatnor.
And Prep kind of running his zone, too. Looks like a
Yeah,
1-2-2 with Jungers on top. That length could probably be really pesky for a point guard looking for a swing pass.
Basil wants it. He
Nice.
gets it. Finds Valdez on the baseline, and Valdez scores again. Rockets ahead by 2.
Carlos Valdez has really woken up in this game. That's 7 points for him already, over his season average.
Hebner. Sudbeck goes in the air to get it.
Why not just shoot it, Joe?
Jungers on a shot fake. Hebner has a 3. Hebner misses, and Basil with the rebound. Lincoln Northeast starting to look much more comfortable here in the latter stages of the first half.
Well, they stopped shooting threes. I imagine that would help significantly. Their confidence isn't getting drained anymore.
Beard dashes into the paint. Gives to Valdez.
Wow.
He has 2 more. 9 points for Carlos Valdez. Timeout, Junior Jays. The Rockets lead by 4.
And their fan contingent is getting loud here. People were wondering if they were going to travel well. I heard people in the birdcage saying, it's a Wednesday night. It's a school night. They're in Lincoln. There's no way they're going to travel that well. But they have, and they've made their presence felt. Carlos Valdez certainly has 7 points in the second quarter. As we mentioned just a couple minutes ago, his season average is 6.
Well, these Lincoln Northeast fans, they know this is the best team they've had in 6 years. The last time they were in the state tournament back in 2016, and they're on a nice little run here, 13-4. It was once 15-10 Junior Jays. It's now 23-19 Lincoln Northeast, and really it all started when Basil hit that buzzer beater to end the first quarter from outside. That got the Rockets feeling pretty good,
Took
pretty
the lid off
excited,
the rim.
hyped up, and they've looked much, much smoother in the second quarter.
I know what else will get you pretty excited. We've got another upset alert in Class A involving the West Side Warriors.
Really?
It's 50-23 West Side.
Oh.
The only upset
Oh, man.
is people who are Lincoln East fans.
Good one. Good one. I wanna see more about that Central game though. That one.
I did enjoy
was pretty
seeing your face
interesting.
when you actually thought Westside was down. Ooh.
Westside has been rolling all year. Would be shocked to see him lose here as Jungers misses the jumper.
Even if they did, though, they're probably in anyway, just off wild card points. Oh,
foul on Prep.
more free throws.
Rockets going back to the line. It's going to be Wynn taking 2 free throws. Foul was called on Emmett Knight. That's his second. As Wynn is strong on the first free throw.
Wynn second on the team in free throw percentage at 76%. Their leading scorer, almost 12 points a game. But yet again, a lid on the rim at the charity stripe for Lincoln Northeast. They could be up by, I'm pretty sure, double digits by now if they could just hit their free throws.
1 of 2 on that trip was Wynn. And he now has 3 points. As Jones is back in the game for the Rockets.
They've missed 6 free throws. They could be up 11 by now. Then again, Prep's also missed, I think, 3 or 4, so you never know. Free throws are important, kids.
Zone defense again from Northeast.
It's really tough for Prep to find anybody open.
Newbill throws it nearly out of the reach of Knight. Prep able to keep it, though.
Like, you can see a lot of the collapsing, too. Like, anytime anybody gets the ball, there's 2 Rocket defenders in his face within a matter of seconds.
Newbill going to take the 3 that he was left wide open, and that's why he misses. 5-point lead for the Rockets. Newbill has now missed his last 11 3-pointers. Lincoln Northeast has one from outside. That's Gatnorn. It's an 8-point game.
We're getting very close to timeout territory for Prep. There's 1:15 to go. They're down 8. You need an authoritative bucket, and you need it now. But they have not been able to solve this Rockets defense, and they're going to have to quick.
And they're in the zone again.
Literally.
Rischel for 3. Can't answer.
And that's a foul on Jungers, too, I think.
Jungers. Right?
I think it is. No.
Oh, it's on Basil.
Oh,
the Rocket fans screaming and shouting at the refs in front of us. Jungers is going to go to the free throw line for a 1-and-1.
I mean, this is a very interesting dilemma, I think, for Coach Ludke. Joey Rischel's probably been a top 4 guy for you all year. 10.4 points per game, 1.7 steals, leads the team, 95% from the line, 42% from 3. He's 0 of 5 tonight. At what point do you take him out? Because this is the season.
Jungers missed the first free throw.
I think they called a lane violation.
And a lane violation. They're going to redo the free throw.
Okay, we got a Central update.
What's that?
55 Elkhorn South, 35 Central.
Wow. So unless we see a miracle comeback, it's looking like for the second year in a row, Central is going to lose the district final as the host.
Yeesh.
Jungers hits the first free throw. He now has 10 points, double figures in 21 of his 24 games played now for him. Jungers.
Ooh.
Dancing around that rim, but
Good,
it goes
good
down.
thing Prep's hosting this game.
11 points for Luke Jungers. It's a 6-point game, and all of a sudden, just 50 seconds left in the first half.
Yeah, it's gone pretty quick. Especially because of the zone defense. Like, Prep basically in a 1-2-1 right now. It looks like a man defense, but that's only because Lincoln Northeast, I think, is in a delay tactic.
Yeah, Beard.
Maybe it is man. I can't really tell. I mean,
Beard just showing Rischel his dribbling
yeah,
skills here.
Certainly a very stretched thin Prep defense right now. And if Beard's able to get past Rischel, it's real trouble for the Junior Jays.
Shot clock supporters are very frustrated watching this. Beard has held it for 35 seconds.
Oh, he's making moves.
Look at him go. Throws cross court to Jones, and finally the Rockets will have to get moving.
This would be a great time for that student section to start one of those dribble. Oh.
Jones can't score. Rebound to Prep.
Got to get a decent look
Knight
off here.
To Jungers. Doesn't take the 3. Back to Knight. 2 seconds.
Uh-oh.
They lost it. Can Basil do it again? The answer is no. It is short. But we go to halftime with the visitors in front. It is Lincoln Northeast 27, Creighton Prep 21. We will be back for the second half in 10 minutes on the Creighton Prep Sports Network. Yes. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Hyder Center. Lincoln Northeast 27-21 over Creighton Prep here as we get set for the second half on CPSN. Tyler Reedy alongside Brendan Prizeman here. Brendan, been an interesting first half. Once again, offenses or lack thereof ruling the evening. Lincoln Northeast able to pull away, get their offense going in that second quarter, and they have the 6-point lead. What were your thoughts on that first 16 minutes?
Well, a lot of free throws, a lot of misses for the Rockets, but really my one takeaway is that Prep's a two-man show right now. It's Luke Jungers with 11 and Joe Sudbeck with 7, which would be a season high if not for his outburst against Gretna. But the real concern is P.J. Newbill, Joey Rischel, and Martell Evans combined per game for 26 points. They have a combined 0 right now. Joey is 0 of 5 from deep. Martell's 0 of 1 with 2 fouls, hasn't really taken any other shots, and basically sat the bench for the rest of the half after a second foul. And PJ's missed 2 free throws and 2 3-pointers. So it has been rough sledding for everyone wearing a number above 1 on Creighton Prep right now. And that is going to have to change, and fast. Otherwise, considering that Central's down 20 right now, this game is a win or go home, and if Prep can't figure things out, they'll be the ones going home.
Yep, with a Central loss, because Central is seated ahead of Creighton Prep, if Central and Prep were to lose, Central would be that last team over Prep as the Junior Jays turn it over.
That is, of course, assuming Central doesn't go on a 20-point comeback in the fourth quarter.
You never know with Jay Dawson.
That's true.
Lincoln Northeast basketball to begin the second half after the Prep turnover. Beard works his way in. Christian Wynn over to Gatnor. Beard again. Rockets again just moving the ball around, waiting for that opening.
Valdez is the hot hand. He's got 9 already tonight.
Now Porter Basil. He has 8. There's a 3 from Beard, and Beard hits it. Lincoln Northeast has gotten hot, and they lead by 9.
I mean, this is incredible. It was 19-18 Prep at one point. It's a 19-18 Lincoln Northeast. This is an 11-3 run. It's incredible, and Prep just hasn't had the answers.
That one out of bounds as it was thrown just a little too far out of the reach of Jungers, and another Prep turnover. Lincoln Northeast can take a double-digit lead just over a minute into the third.
Well, Northeast does average 10.7 takeaways per game, so I guess we shouldn't be too surprised, but Prep is now looking like they're teetering on the brink.
Valdez, tough shot.
Wow.
Of course he made it. Valdez for 2 more. He has 11, and the Rockets cannot miss.
We're on season high watch. His season high is 16. He's done that twice already this year, but he is very much nearing that. Still has not missed a shot from the field.
Goodness. Rischel. Sudbeck, Prep needs this, and they get it. Sudbeck with his 3rd triple of the night. He has 10 points. Showing up when the Junior Jays need him most.
Yeah, the only scoring not from Jungers or Sudbeck was a 3 from Casey O'Malley. That's it for the Junior Jays. But Sudbeck, for sure, is up to the occasion tonight.
Beard.
Oh, good move.
Lost Rischel. Dashes into the paint, but can't score. Rebound is fought for. They're going to call a jump ball. Possession to Lincoln Northeast. Rischel and Sudbeck can't believe they didn't say it was outright Prep basketball, but Northeast takes over.
That was a quick call, I will say that. Normally you wait a little bit longer for a jump ball, but I suppose with how many fouls have been happening already in this game, I think there was something like 18, 19 combined in the first half. You just want to make sure that it doesn't get too physical.
Tough jumper. It is missed by Wynn. Evans,
Gotta
scoreless
push.
so far, races the other way. O'Malley for 3. O'Malley misses it. Rebound to Wynn. Now Basil. Crossover on Rischel. Step back jumper.
Ooh.
Missed it. Rebound to Sudbeck.
The 3-pointers are now not falling for Prep. Just by my count, they've missed 12. They missed 12.
Goodness.
This is bad.
Jungers.
You got to find O'Malley.
Sudbeck. There's O'Malley in the corner. Running out of real estate. Gets it to Jungers. Rischel for 3. And again,
0 of 6.
He is strong on it and misses.
He's 0 of 6. I think you have to take him out soon. I really do.
Wynn got O'Malley in the air, but can't score. Rebound, Basil, and his layup would not fall.
Take advantage of that. Lincoln Northeast had a scoring possession, but couldn't get it to fall. Oh, you got to shoot that, Joe.
And there's a turnover. Jungers didn't look like he was ready for it. And snatching it away on the pass from O'Malley was Beard.
That's just not a good decision by O'Malley. Throwing it across 5 or 6 guys, only 2 of whom were on his team. Just hold the ball. This is not great.
Gatnor.
You were right coming out of halftime. The offenses have certainly sputtered, but Preps far more so than the Rockets.
Gatnor can't get it to go on the finger roll. Rebound to Sudbeck. He hands to Evans.
I feel like Lincoln Northeast can smell the blood in the water. They've been really aggressive on both sides of the ball to come out in this third quarter, which we're already halfway done with.
Evans busting through. His layup was short, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Prep.
Yikes!
Halfway through the third quarter.
The Thord Curter.
Jeez.
The Thord Curter.
Even I'm struggling up here, Northeast.
And it's your last
with an 8-point lead.
It's your last basketball broadcast here at the Hyder. You should be prepared for this. But, you know, it is what it is. I mean, I just don't know what the issue is with Prep, but they do not look like the same team that won, 18 games this year?
Driving in is Basil. That one doesn't go. He gets it back. He's short. O'Malley rebound.
Prep's got to start putting a body on Basil because he has been getting into the paint at will.
Jungers, shot fake. Creating space. Difficult shot off the side of the backboard. I don't know if he thought he could draw a foul, but he misses badly. Timeout, Lincoln Northeast. Rockets ahead by 8 with 3:32 to go in the third.
I'm going to be completely honest. I like the team that played Monday against Bryan better than I like this team right now.
And Lukey got in the face of Luke Jungers there going to the bench for a second.
Well, it was a bad shot. He had both Christian Wynn and Porter Basil right in his face, and he didn't pass it. He pump faked, got one of them, didn't get the other, and decided to go up again, hit the side of the backboard. I mean, I'm not sure if this is the best idea, but is this let Sudbeck cook time?
Could be. He's had a couple extra chances to add to that already impressive total with the 3 3-pointers made. Hasn't been as aggressive as a guy like Rischel has.
I mean, he's definitely a really intelligent player. He's taking the makeable shots, and they're going in for him. But, like, and yeah, you're right. Rischel now 0 of 6. It's weird because normally he's just such a fundamentally sound player that is able to get his shots whenever he wants, but he just has gotten none of them tonight, and that goes for everybody on the Prep offense except for Jungers and Sudbeck, and it's lucky that they're both playing this well, or this game would be a lot worse right now.
It's Beard to Adonis Jones.
Ooh.
All kinds of moves on Sudbeck, and Jones can't hit the 3. Rebound Evans. He races down the middle of the court. Had his pocket picked by Jones. Jones races in, slicing through the defense and taking it to the perimeter.
Smart decision to pull it out on the fast break, too. Didn't have the man advantage he wanted, so now he just resets the offense, and another chance for Lincoln Northeast, which has been a bit more stymied here in the third quarter. Only 5 points so far as we're over 5 minutes gone in this quarter, but they've been getting stuff. Oh,
Basil.
Never mind, spoke too soon.
Shut down by Evans.
Basil's 0 of 5 in the quarter. He has, whatever shot he had at the first half, he has completely lost it.
Rischel. Over to O'Malley, trying for Jungers in the post, and it just wasn't there. Beard got in front of him, and Northeast takes it on the steal.
This has been an awful, awful quarter for Prep offensively.
They do get Northeast a step out of bounds. Jones ran out of room. Junior Jays take over, but to your point, only 3 points scored in the second half.
Incredible. They've scored 5. They've allowed 5 points in this quarter, and they're getting outscored in a do-or-die district championship game with a guy who's top 10 in Class A in scoring, 3 guys who are top 20 Class A in three-point percentage, and Martell Evans, a guy who's 21st in field goal percentage and 35th in scoring. What is going on?
So who do you turn to?
Ed Hebner, maybe?
He's got the basketball. Over to Sudbeck. Now Rischel on a bounce to Jungers. Back to Rischel. Prep being much more conservative so far in this trip.
You got to start being aggressive. You're down 8.
Rischel, Hebner. Prep cannot penetrate the Northeast defense. Now they do. Evans.
Good pass.
To Hebner. Extra to Rischel. Top of the key. He finally drills the 3. Rischel, his first outside make of the night, and it's a 5-point game.
First make of the night, period, and boy was that badly needed. And a much slower paced quarter. There have been no fouls called yet this quarter, by the way.
Wow.
But that was a desperately needed shot, and that might finally give the Junior Jays the momentum they need to dig back into this game.
Wynn. Rischel wants a steal. Can't quite get it as Gatton were able to save it. Now Wynn driving. Jungers wants the block. High off the glass, doesn't go. Evans pushing the pace. Evans to the hoop. And they're going to wave off the basket and say the blocking foul was on the floor.
Spoke too soon about the fouls, but smart play there by Gatron Gatnor to stop Evans on the break. And you mentioned the lack of aggression on Prep's last offensive possession. I do think that aggression has to start showing up now, because this is a very, very low-scoring game, even by Prep standards. They're normally a team that likes to slow things down a little bit. And if you're not aggressive, then you're never going to get any good looks.
Hebner, a whistle, and a foul away from the basketball.
And that's on that's Valdez. 3 on Valdez. He's been the leading scorer and ostensibly the best player for the Rockets tonight with 11, but that's now 3 on him. Jalen Lang's got 3, and Christian Wynn's got 2. Foul trouble is very much something to keep an eye on as we get into the late stages of this game.
Rischel wants another one. Uh-oh! Rischel again. 2-point game with under a minute to go in the third.
Well, he's back. You think he heard me?
Probably.
Yeah, if you're Lincoln Northeast here, you got to take your time on this possession. I like what Xander Beard is doing right now. He's running the clock down. I think they want the last shot, and I think that's a great decision on their part, because the momentum has switched over to Prep's hands now, and they want to make sure that they can get it back heading into the final frame.
22 seconds. Sudbeck guarding Beard. Beard still waiting. 15 on the clock.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Now 10. Here comes Beard on a bounce to Valdez, who lost it. 6 seconds.
Gotta go.
Evans.
You gotta go.
Here's the speed. Finds Hebner. Can't score, but there is a foul with 2 seconds to go. Eddie Hebner to the line for 2 free throws.
Basil in disbelief. Hebner ecstatic, celebrating with Rischel and Evans. Oh, boy.
Hebner yet to score tonight and yet to make a free throw this season.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, pretty good time to start now, I guess.
0 of 1 on the year, 0 of 2 on the year.
I think if he makes this, Lincoln Northeast should set up some sort of Hail Mary play. You might as well get a shot off, right?
Yeah. I've already seen Basil hit a miracle
crazy
shot.
Runner. Yeah.
Hebner for a 1-point game. Got that one on the bounce. And it's 32-31. No time. They're going to run out. Unable to get it off that time. It was Wynn. Didn't go anyway. And it is a 1-point game.
Here we go.
With 8 minutes to go. Winner goes to Pinnacle Bank Arena for the state basketball tournament.
Hold on to your hats, folks. The defenses of these teams have come to play. Prep had 10 points in the quarter. Northeast 5. So it is officially on here in the Hyder Center. And you're right, a do-or-die game. Winner goes to Pinnacle Bank, loser goes home. But neither of these teams want to lose this game, and you can clearly see that from how both teams are playing. The intensity has ratcheted up a level, and I think in the fourth it's going to ratchet up another level.
Look at the scoring distribution as we enter the fourth quarter. For Prep, Jungers 11, Sudbeck 10, Hebner 1, Rischel 6, O'Malley 3. Still nothing for Bartel Evans, although he has been showing a lot of energy, racing down the court, trying to set his teammates up underneath the hoop toward the end of that third quarter. And then for Northeast, Carlos Valdez with 11, Adonis Jones with 2, Xander Beard 5, Christian Wynn 3, and Porter Basil 8, along with Gatron Gatner with 3.
Yep. It's really been a tale of two halves for these two teams, like second, third leading scorers. Basil had 8 in the first half, didn't miss a shot, missed all 5 shots he took in the third. And as for Joey Rischel, started off the game 0 of 6 from 3, 2 of 2 since, and he helped get Prep right back into this ball game. Going to be really interesting to see how this game finishes off, especially with regards to those two.
Prep basketball. Team fouls in the second half, I should note. Lincoln Northeast with 3. Prep is yet to foul in the second half. Basket of any kind gives the Junior Jays the lead here. It's Evans to Jungers. Hebner. Rischel on a bounce to Jungers. Back to Hebner.
A lot of Junger-centric action, and you notice that Northeast has kind of switched back to more of a man defense.
O'Malley in the corner.
Jungers has a huge mismatch. They got to get him the ball. There you go.
They get it to him, but he's doubled. Jungers
blocked,
wow! But he's got it back. Jungers for the lead. Blocked again, but this time illegally. Jungers going to the free throw line for 2 shots.
Beard is absolutely furious with that call on him, and I don't know, he's talking to the ref. He's saying, no, I got ball. He might be right, but the fact remains he fouled, at least the refs say he fouled, an 80% free throw shooter in a 1-point game.
Jungers short on the first. Don't see that very
here
often.
We go. It's scary hours now, Tyler. This
now
one for the tie.
Yep, all he can do is tie it. But Prep would love that after being down 11 at one point in the third. And he hits it. Jungers with 12. Even at 32.
Ooh, baby. This is the home stretch. This is what all the practices, all the other games have been for. This is what Prep traveling to Kansas City to play Rockhurst was for. This is it. This is where everything is on the line.
Beard.
That sounds a little too cliche, I think. I kind of regret saying that. Oh, what a move.
Rischel fell to the ground, but Beard missed the jumper. Prep can take the lead with the basketball here, game tied. Rischel.
And Rischel's got his confidence back, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's a shot from him.
Evans surveying the offense here. Now makes his move. Evans looking for his first points of the night. Gets them. Evans for 2. Prep in front at 34-32. Now Wynn. Rockets trying to answer. Gatnor to Basil. Basil under the basket. Can't get it to go. Jungers with strong defense, and Prep's got it.
Yeah, Porter Basil has completely lost it in this second half. He's now 0 of 6 shooting, and the defensive intensity he had in the first half simply isn't here anymore. I wonder if he's just tired, if he maybe hurt a little bit, but he has not at all played well, and he might end up being the Rockets' downfall.
Rischel over to Evans. Under 6 minutes left in regulation.
And Prep can take their time here now.
It's Hebner. O'Malley.
Uh-oh.
Rischel, shot fake. Finds Jungers. Pass was a little high, but he's able to corral it. Now O'Malley with it. Wynn switches onto him. Back to Jungers. Makes his move. Jungers a spin. Nearly lost control. He somehow still has the ball, but now he loses it. Valdez takes it for the Rockets.
And I think Porter Basil heard me too. He came over from the weak side, made a great blindside play on Jungers to sort of jar the ball free, and now the Rockets have it again. Oh, risky play by Rischel. Oh, you got to look to the corner. They had Christian Wynn wide open, their leading scorer in the left corner, and they didn't see him. That's a mistake that could come back to haunt him.
Wynn to Gatnor. Inside Valdez. Hebner playing him straight up. Valdez able to break through, and a foul called against Prep. That will go against Jungers.
That's his second. So not quite foul trouble yet, but certainly something to keep an eye on with 5 minutes to go. And Carlos Valdez has absolutely taken over the offense for this Lincoln Northeast team. He's, I believe, 6th on the team in scoring, but doesn't matter tonight. He's been playing out of his mind.
11 points for Valdez. That was only the first team foul of the half against Prep. Under 5 minutes to go. Beard works his way into the paint. Kick out. Valdez to Wynn. Back to Valdez.
Valdez not shooting any threes, though.
Now Beard goes behind the back on Rischel. Rischel stands him up, but still
Wow.
able to score was Xander Beard. He gives Rischel the too little gesture, and the game is tied at 34. Beard with 7, 4:31 to go in the fourth. A timeout is called with the game tied up. And we have gotten the game that we wanted here at the Hyder Center. The competitiveness has ratcheted up here in the final quarter of play. Prep has made the comeback, down 11 at one point in the third. Took the lead for a moment, but Northeast able to tie it back up. And now, Brendan, you already mentioned Valdez for Lincoln Northeast as the main man right now, but who needs to be the guy in these final 4.5 minutes for the Junior Jays?
It's got to be Luke Jungers. This is his team. Leading scorer, leading rebounder, best shooter on the team. And he's one of those guys who we thought heading into this year, if he can take a leap and be like a Jason Green type player, or even an A.J. Rollins type player with better offense, then Prep could go far. This is his moment, but he's got to be willing to step up and seize it.
Jungers leads all scorers tonight with 12 points for the Junior Jays.
Because remember, this Prep team doesn't necessarily have the best track record in big, important games. This is a real chance to rewrite that narrative.
Yep.
Also, it's official. Central went down.
Central went down.
So that is official. Elkhorn South is going to the state tournament. Some other updates. Bellevue West leads Millard South 43-23 at the end of the third. Gretna leads Lincoln Southwest 36-29. And Prep is tied with Lincoln Northeast 34-34. But if you're watching this, you probably already knew that.
Yep, sure looks like we got the best game of the bunch here on this Wednesday night, district final night. Coming down to the wire at the Hyder Center. Evans. Back to Rischel.
And Northeast has switched back to that zone of theirs. Now it looks like more of a 1-4.
Joe Sudbeck. Rischel again at the top.
Oh, no. They're running a box and one. They're running a box and one on Jungers. You can see that Xander Beard hasn't left Jungers' side since this possession started. They're basically saying, all right, have anybody but zero beat us.
Evans trying to beat them, but he can't. And that's going to be a foul against Prep, as Basil was able to secure the rebound, and Evans fouled him.
That's a questionable call. And also number 3 on Martell Evans.
And number 2 on Prep.
Fourth quarter, halfway down. Oh, boy.
Jalen Lang with it for Lincoln Northeast. Under 4 minutes to go. Sudbeck guarding. Lang on a bounce to Beard. It's a little screen from Valdez. Beard freed up, able to get it to
Risky
Basil.
passes. Risky passes.
There's another one. O'Malley, 2-on-1 with Evans.
Look out for O'Malley.
Evans against Valdez. Evans, Prep back in front by 2. Evans with 4 points. 3:20 to go in the fourth quarter.
Well, you mentioned guys who need to step up. Evans has certainly done that. All 4 of his points so far tonight coming in this final frame.
Beard
Ooh.
draws the foul. He'll go to the line for 2 free throws. They'll call it against Rischel.
It's only his first. And now, here's where those free throw shooting woes come back into play. Rockets missed 5 in the first half. Can't afford to miss too much more here in the final frame.
Beard delivers on the first one. It is a 1-point game. 3:14 to play.
And Beard's got 6 of their last 7. He's really stepping up too.
Make it 7 of the last 8. Beard with 9 points overall, and the game tied again at 36. As Gatnor will check in for Beard, who takes a seat on the bench. Martell Evans bringing the ball ahead for Creighton Prep.
We're going to run a lot of screen and roll action with him and Jungers.
Sudbeck, corner 3, that's a spot, but
Ooh,
he missed it.
That's his second miss from deep of the night. And it comes at a pretty bad time. We're now under 3 minutes to go.
Rockets looking for that lead. Wynn trying to provide it, and he does.
Where was the defense there?
Straight to the basket for Christian Wynn.
What in the world was that? The defense just let him go by.
Rischel for the lead. That one is strong. Rebound Northeast.
Got to get a stop here.
Lang against O'Malley. Throws up a prayer, but he was fouled in the process. Lang going to the line for 2 free throws.
That's now 3 on O'Malley, and the 4th prep foul in the quarter. Coach Ludke almost all the way out onto the court, wanting a timeout. And here we go. You think now would be a good time to promote the podcast?
I mean, we are going to have
we're going to
have a handful to talk about.
We're going to be talking about this tomorrow. We're going to be talking about college basketball. Shout out to Chucky Hepburn for getting Wisconsin a share of the Big Ten title last night on an incredible step-back bank 3. Let's see. We got NBA basketball. We got more college basketball. We got Tyler crying about the MLB not playing.
I won't cry.
You might.
Well, I tell you what, excuse me if I fail to show up for the podcast tomorrow because I might not be able to sleep after this game. This has been something else here at the Hyder Center. I mean, you could almost flip a coin at this point to decide who's got more momentum. It's just been back and forth.
I don't think anybody's got the momentum because the thing is, basically every key player for this game has messed up at some point.
Yeah.
Everyone's done something where it's just like, well, why in the world are they doing that? Joey Rischel missed 6 straight threes before almost single-handedly getting Prep back into the game. Porter Basil has missed 6 straight shots, but helped give Lincoln Northeast that big lead in the first half. I mean, everybody's done something wrong, but everybody's done something right. And now, with, I believe, it's Christian Wynn at the free throw line. It's Jalen Lang. We'll get a real chance to see what everyone on these teams is made of.
Prep has Jungers, Sudbeck, Rischel, O'Malley, Evans on the floor. Rockets with Beard, Wynn, Lang, Valdez, and Basil. As the first free throw is made by Jalen Lang. His first point of the basketball game. We'll step back in to try and make it a 2-possession contest. But he can't. Shot was long, Jungers with the board. Under 2.5 to play in regulation. It is Evans.
You don't need a 3 here yet. You just need a bucket.
Rocket fans rising to the feet, banging on the
they
bleachers.
Are loud.
Evans looking for an option.
Great double team there by Northeast. That forces a complete reset for Prep.
Jungers, shot fake, got his man in the air, but a good recovery by the Rockets.
They've been making great recoveries all night. Their defense has earned them this win if they're able to hold on.
Rischel to Sudbeck, into Evans. Still nothing for Creighton Prep.
This has been almost a minute long. Somebody's just got to shoot the ball.
Evans drives, kick to O'Malley for the tie game. Oh, O'Malley hits it. 39-39.
Ooh, baby. 1:40 to go. You said March Madness at the start of the broadcast, and we are certainly heading for something. What do you think the odds are of a court storming?
Oh, man. I mean, either side that wins would probably storm the court at this point.
Another
that's
timeout.
A timeout by Lincoln Northeast. 1:26 to go in the fourth quarter. We are not in bonus territory for either side just yet. Both teams with 4 team fouls. 1:26 left, 39-39. And boy, what a huge shot by Casey O'Malley. Although Creighton Prep has been very uncharacteristically poor from three-point land tonight, they have hit some of the three-point shots where they have needed them most. You saw Rischel making back-to-back when Prep was down by 11. O'Malley making the shot to tie the game.
Sudbeck hit 3 in the first 3 quarters.
Yeah, absolutely. The Junior Jays know when the time is right for them to strike. They know when they need those three-point shots most, and they've delivered, although it hasn't been the prettiest thing in the world tonight. So, Brennan, is that the key for the Junior Jays down the stretch to try and beat this zone of the Rockets, just try and keep shooting from out there, or do you look to Jungers and Evans to try and break through?
Well, it doesn't look like Jungers and Evans are breaking through, but I think you're a little too excited about the three-point shooting. They don't need a 3. If you can get a good shot from the free throw line, from the elbow or from the baseline, that's just as good as an open three-point shot, and perhaps better with how poor Prep's been from beyond the arc so far tonight. So I would say the important thing is just getting open. It doesn't matter where you are, but as long as you're within like 25 feet of the basket, you should be good. Of course, they've also got to keep getting stops, and much like Prep, Lincoln Northeast has done a good job at getting buckets when they've needed to all night. Xander Beard has really woken up. 7 points for the team's second leading scorer in the second half.
Rocket basketball.
And here it is, the Beard and Basil pick and roll. Those two are the guys down the stretch.
Beard wants to score right away. What footwork on Rischel. Xander Beard for the lead.
He can smell that bus trip to Pinnacle Bank Arena, and he wants it badly.
11 points for Beard. 1:05 to go in the fourth. Hebner into Evans.
1 minute for the season.
Joey Riechel surveying, gets it to Hebner. Back for Riechel.
The defense is so tough.
Evans for the tie. Oh, he got the roll. Evans, 41-41.
Issue is now, though, we've been talking shot clock all night. There is none in Class A. Lincoln Northeast can hold for the final shot.
Beard with 30 seconds gives to Jalen Lang. 25 seconds.
Here we go.
Just about everybody who is able in this building is standing. Lang still holding. 17 seconds.
O'Malley's playing good defense, though, not letting Lang get by him easily. Oh, Riechel lost a shoe.
10 seconds, and Riechel, the shoeless Joey Riechel, fouls with 9.6 to go.
Pretty smart play, though.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, man.
He was like, wait a minute, I've lost my shoe. I cannot play defense anymore. It's a good call, but
timeout Rockets.
So now my question for you, Tyler, is let's say you're Monte Ritchie sitting down there in the Lincoln Northeast huddle. Do you design a play, or do you just say, you know what, Carlos, or you know what, Xander, just go one-on-one and take whatever shot you can?
I think you put it in the hands of your players, honestly. I mean, the way they've been able to bust through this Creighton Prep interior defense and get into the paint and get these lay-ins to go again and again. They haven't had it very much from three-point land tonight, but you got to put it in the hands of one of your better players, drive to the hoop and score. And I mean, would you agree? Is that what you think they're going to do here?
Beard has played incredibly in the second half. He's got 6 in the quarter, 9 in the half, 11 for the game. So I would say get it to Xander Beard, get a screen for him from Porter Basil, and then after that, just let him work, because Beard has been, other than a free throw from Jalen Lang and a shot from Christian Wynn, he has been the only scorer in the fourth quarter for the Rockets. And this is it.
With the Omaha Central loss, Prep has to win or they go home.
So does
Same
Northeast.
story for Northeast, yep.
10 seconds from either a state berth or overtime. Wouldn't that be a fitting end to our broadcasting careers in the Hyder Center?
We saw it 2 years ago at the Grand Island game. Here we go. 3 seconds. Beard lost it. We are going to overtime.
What a play by the Prep defense.
Prep 41. Lincoln Northeast 41. Free basketball in the district final.
Yes!
Wow. You cannot make it up.
Thriller playing on the sound systems, and boy, oh boy, is this game a thriller right now. Wow. Couldn't ask for a better ending to galling games in the Hyder Center, could you, Tyler?
No, I mean, we were waiting for it. We had all those overtime games last year with the Bellevue West Millard North double overtime game, the Bellevue West overtime game, the Papio overtime game, and now we finally get our overtime game this year. Prep and Lincoln Northeast tied at 41 going to the extra period. Rockets never got the shot off on that final possession.
Great defense by Joey Riechel.
The final possession ended up being about 50 seconds long because Beard held it for the first 35, 40 seconds, and then they tried to get the shot off, but Riechel smothered the attempt. 4 minutes on the clock for the first period of overtime. We will play more, of course, if necessary. Prep with 5 team fouls, Lincoln Northeast with 4 team fouls. It'll be Jungers and Basil. It's a brand new ball game. 4 minutes of overtime to decide a winner. Prep has Jungers, Riechel, Sudbeck, Evans, and O'Malley.
Just so you know,
floor.
Riechel and Evans combined for 12 in that second half. Xander Beard had 9 for the Rockets.
Northeast with Basil, Valdez, Lang, Beard, and Wynn on the court. Prep wins the tip. It's Evans.
And you'd have to think that these teams would both take a lot of time off the clock in these possessions in overtime. Wait!
Sudbeck wants to start the scoring from 3, but he missed it. Rebound to Jalen Lang. Rockets with their first possession of OT.
Rischel still with that tight defense.
Basil for three. Basil can't hit it.
Ooh.
Rebound, Casey O'Malley.
2 good looks from deep for both teams to start this overtime period, but both rattle out. That's kind of been the story of the night, honestly.
Yeah. Evans trying to get through that defense, and he was fortunate enough to have it go out of bounds off the Rockets.
Yeah, Basil has really been a great interior presence on those drives, not just from Evans, but from everybody on the team. Lucky deflection for the Junior Jays.
O'Malley over to Evans.
Shoot
Back
it.
to O'Malley. He's open for three. O'Malley is long, but the rebound to Rischel.
Rischel's hustle has been excellent. Even when he hasn't been finding his shot from three, he has been playing hard in all facets of the game. And plays like that are why Prep's still in this ballgame.
We are a quarter of the way into overtime. Under 3 minutes left. Evans to Sudbeck. Now Rischel, he wants the three. He can't hit that one.
And a foul on Jungers.
Foul on Jungers fighting for the rebound. That's number 6 against Prep.
And number 3 on Jungers.
Rockets get a fresh possession with 2:48 left in the first OT.
Prep is 0 of 3 from deep to open this overtime period. Sound familiar?
Yeah.
Yeah. Luckily, though, their counterparts haven't fared much better. Just a one-shot possession for them last time. Prep hoping for something similar and a similar result.
There's a three-point try. That one well off
Oh,
the
you
mark
got to
to
get that rebound.
Offensive board to Lang.
You have to get that rebound. Every possession matters now, and they just gave the Rockets an extra one.
Beard runs into trouble. He traveled.
Oh, my
Beard
goodness.
just has to set the basketball down and walk away. And Prep will take over with 2:18 to go.
Boos raining down from one side, cheers from the other. Beard just could not quite get a shot off.
Calls a timeout. Teams will head to the huddle with 2:14 to go in overtime. Check on the leading scores for the Rockets. Valdez has 11. Beard has matched him with 11. Basil has 8. Gatnor has 3. Christian Wynn has 5. Adonis Jones has 2. Jalen Lang has 1. And then for Prep, Luke Jungers has 12. Joe Sudbeck has 10. And he has still been an active member of this game. He's basically replaced P.J. Newbill as that 5th starter. And
Sudbeck has?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't seen Newbill really at all tonight. Hebner with 1. Rischel with 6. O'Malley with 6. Evans with 6. 2:14 to go in overtime. Have you seen any adjustments from the two teams as we started overtime, either offensive or defensive?
Not really, no. They're both still looking for their same shots, but once again, the shots aren't falling. I will say something that would be interesting to monitor, Luke Jungers. 1 point in the second half.
Yeah.
Took 2 shots, missed them both. One of them, I think, was partially blocked. But remember, we were talking back in fourth quarter time when there was like a minute or 2 to go, and you were like, who do you go to if you're Prep? I said, it's Luke Jungers. They haven't gone to him. They've been lucky enough to get to overtime, even with him playing pretty poorly in the second half. But now, here you go, 2:14 for the season. If he's really the best player on the court, now would be an excellent time to prove it.
Tyler Reedy and Brendan Prizeman bringing you
Hey, that's us.
Yep, bringing you the A6 District Final here at the Hyder Center on CPSN. If you're just joining us, the game in overtime between top-seeded Creighton Prep and second-seeded Lincoln Northeast.
We just can't call a bad game, can we, partner?
Oh, no. O'Malley to Sudbeck. Just about halfway through the OT period.
Back to that 2-3.
Yep. O'Malley. Great bounce pass to Evans with some fancy hand movements, but can't get it to go.
Incredible defense by Basil there. Probably the second best interior defender in the state behind only Jason Green. And stop Martell Evans on a drive. That's something you do not see very often.
Xander Beard. We have played 2 minutes and 30 seconds of overtime, and we have no points.
Well, about what you'd expect from a game that had 84 combined heading into the end of it. Or 82 combined.
82, yeah.
Oof.
Valdez over to Lang.
Both teams really struggling to find anything. I said that the intensity would ratchet up for the fourth quarter. It is even higher now for this overtime period. And is Northeast going to hold for the last shot?
Oh, my gosh. They got the basketball with 1:50 to go.
It's not a bad strategy, though. Because then you don't have to worry about stopping Prep on the other end. Like, I am all for the shot clock, but this is a good strategy by the Rockets to hold the ball for as long as possible. It's over a minute now
Yep,
that they've held it.
50 seconds to go.
It's just been Jalen Lang dribbling around.
Oh, my goodness.
It's incredible.
Lang still has the ball.
This is, like, I don't like this, but
it's the rules.
Them's the rules, that's for sure.
And Fans recognize that's late. Under 30 seconds left, they rise to their feet.
You have to hope that in situations like this that will lead to a shot clock in Class A at some point, because this is not how basketball games should be decided.
20 seconds left. This possession
We're at a minute 30.
A minute and a half. It is still with Lang. He has 13 seconds.
Think he's going to keep it.
He drives. 3-point shot for the lead is off the mark. Fight for the board. O'Malley's got it.
5
He's got
seconds.
5 seconds. They've got to hurry. Evans, whistle.
Timeout.
Timeout.
I think Joey Rischel called timeout.
Creighton Prep.
Oh!
Oh, man.
Ah!
2 seconds and still no points in overtime. We have played 3 minutes and 58 seconds in the extra period, and nobody has scored. Have you ever
7.
Have you ever seen a game like this?
Should I break it out?
Go ahead.
What is happening?
Oh, man.
Oh, that felt good. Woo!
That is just mind-boggling. 3 minutes and 58 seconds with 0 combined points between Prep and Lincoln Northeast. It's just that kind of night and that kind of season. Expect the unexpected in March.
And they haven't been bad shots either. A lot of these have been either open or driving layups. They just haven't gone in, but we got 2 seconds. You remember the Spencer Schomer's buzzer beater from a couple of years ago?
Oh, yeah.
That was Christmas in the cage.
No, it wasn't.
But
it was January 31st
I thought it was.
Central.
Oh, yeah. I thought we had a Christmas in the cage.
Christmas in the cage did go to overtime that year, though.
Yeah, but, like, I will say you are going to see the court storming of all court stormings if one of these teams pulls it off. Or, goodness gracious, what if Northeast gets a steal? Prep has thrown a couple of questionable passes.
Yeah.
But, again, we've said it all night. This is what it's all been for. Either you're going to Pinnacle Bank or you are going home. And we've got 3 seconds to decide that, or perhaps
added an extra second.
Perhaps another overtime.
Oh, man. With the game,
the never-ending
still
game,
tied with no points.
We're gonna have to go to our stats test tomorrow, or stats quiz tomorrow morning at 9:35, and we'll be in overtime number 12 at 43-43. It's like that Illinois Penn State game from earlier this year, where the final score was like 18-18 or something.
And 8 overtimes.
And they started just doing cruddy 2-point conversions at the end of it. It was so. I turned it on after I heard it was going to a third overtime, and then I just sat there for like 30 minutes. I hated every minute of it, but I couldn't look away. It's like a horror movie. Like, you hate watching it, but you cannot look away.
Northeast takes a timeout.
Yeah, for better or worse, that's what this game has been. We'll go over the scoring leaders one final time, why don't we? Luke Jungers with 12, Joe Sudbeck with 10, Ed Hubner with 1, Joey Rischel with 6, Casey O'Malley with 6, Martell Evans with 6 for the Junior Jays. As for the Rockets, Carlos Valdez with 11, Jalen Lang with 1, Adonis Jones with 2, Xander Beard with 11, Christian Wynn with 8, Porter Basil with 8, and Gatron Gatnor with 3. Who's the last shot going to? It's got to be Rischel, right?
Either him or Jungers. I mean, I would think Prep's going to try something from the outside.
I'd say you give it to Rischel because Jungers hasn't taken a 3 this game.
He's the guy that can hit him from deepest, and you're probably going to have to with the inbound being on the Prep side of the court.
Yeah, moving left to right. Ball being inbounded from the opposite top of the key. The real question here is who's going to it looks like it's Casey O'Malley going to inbound it. And on the court for Prep is Rischel, Sudbeck, Evans, and Jungers. So you got 3 shooters and Evans out on the floor. Wonder if they might try just lobbing it up to Jungers or something.
Here's your ball game.
There's Rischel.
O'Malley to Rischel. Rischel to go to state. It is short. We are going to double overtime. Rischel had the look, but it came up just short off the front iron. 41-41, a scoreless first overtime period. I mean, we got to get somebody working on the record books here. Has that ever happened in a district final? A game going to overtime and 0 points scored?
We're not the only 2 overtime game. Gretna and Lincoln Southwest is in double overtime too.
Holy smokes.
47-47 there, 41-41 here. Could you ask for a better night of basketball in the Metro?
Nope.
Millard North is going to state. Bell West is going to state. But, you know, we've got 2 great games going on.
My goodness, 41-41. 4 more minutes of basketball
Mike
here.
Sauter is here. I wonder how he's feeling about this game.
He was just covering the Elkhorn South Central game, so he must have seen the score and like, oh, hey, I can cover another game. Oh, man. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. Like John Rothstein, the great CBS sports analyst and writer.
No,
high school
basketball.
We sleep in May.
We might not be able to.
I know. This is unreal.
So now, for the 3rd time tonight, we will have a tip-off between Luke Jungers and Porter Basil. And we already went over scoring leaders. Let's go over fouls. Luke Jungers has 3. Casey O'Malley has 3. Martell Evans has 3. PJ Newbill and Joey Rieschel both at 2 apiece. Carlos Valdez, Jalen Lang, they have 3. And then Christian Wynn and Porter Basil both have 2. Foul trouble, everybody. Gotta love it.
Prep wins the 3rd tip-off of the night.
Please, just someone score. Pretty please.
Sudbeck over to Rieschel. He is holding. Oh, you got to be kidding me. He's going to shoot from there.
Why not? Somebody
O'Malley.
Shoot, please.
Back to Rieschel again.
Is Prep going to hold for the last shot?
And if you missed the end of the first overtime, Lincoln Northeast held the basketball for 1:47.
I mean, I remember like the original game that decided the shot clock in the NBA was a 19-18 victory for, I believe, the Syracuse Nationals over the Minneapolis Lakers, where the Nationals just held the ball for as long as they could, won 19-18. It's an NBA game, admittedly in like the late 40s, but an NBA game.
So we're approaching a minute on this possession.
Yeah.
This is one of the weirdest games I've ever seen.
There's no shot clock. Why would you not do this? This is the only sensible option after you've gone to double overtime. And
Sudbeck and Rieschel playing a nice backyard game of catch.
I think there was a high school basketball game in South Dakota in like the 30s that ended 2-0 in like quintuple overtime because they didn't have a shot clock back then either. So
finally someone else touches the ball. O'Malley to Sudbeck.
Now it's O'Malley and Sudbeck playing backyard catch. Oh, Rieschel almost got back in there. There he is.
Rieschel to Sudbeck.
Yeah. Why shoot? This is
90 seconds on
another
this possession.
90-second possession. That's 2 out of 3. This is incredible. It's horrible to watch, but it is absolutely incredible.
O'Malley won't shoot. Rieschel, Sudbeck.
Rieschel and Sudbeck both really want to shoot, though. You can tell. It is taking every ounce of willpower they have to not shoot the ball. And Coach Ludke is in one of the most powerful power squats I have seen him in years.
Well, I guess he's doing the Ludke lunge now.
The Ludke lunge, yeah.
Halfway through the second overtime, and Prep
has not advanced the ball inside the three-point line.
Exactly. A 2-minute.
3 people have touched the ball since the tip.
2-minute, 10-second possession. Rieschel is still standing there with it. This is insane. Rieschel again.
Seriously, this should go on SportsCenter. This is incredible.
I have never seen anything like this.
Question is, would this be a top 10 or a not top 10? Because this is
not top
ugly basketball. We are now over 2 minutes, 30 seconds for this Creighton Prep possession.
And points have not been scored in 7 minutes.
Neither Martell Evans, finally Martell touches the ball. Luke Jungers has not touched the ball since the tip. And we are now nearing a 3-minute possession, folks. This is what basketball is all about.
Rieschel over to Evans.
We did it. 3 minutes holding the ball. Can we make it 4? All right, you know what? Just hold the ball. Let's just go to a third overtime now. Why not?
Yeah, so this is under a minute to go. in double overtime of a game to decide who goes to the state tournament, you would have no clue from the naked eye. Everybody just standing around waiting.
This was a really good game in the fourth quarter, too, and now it's just completely fallen to stall tactics.
Evans with 30 seconds to go. A
3-minute 30, baby.
Woo! Evans.
Give it to the Mamba. Let Joe shoot it. Let Joe shoot it, please. 20 seconds to go.
18.
Will someone end this madness?
15. Sudbeck for three. He missed it. And it's Basil's basketball.
Oh, no.
He throws it for Valdez. 6 seconds. Valdez spins. Over to Wynn. He's got 2 seconds. Wynn gets it off. It's short. We played 2 overtimes, and we do not have a score. 41-41 to the third overtime.
What in the world is going on?
Oh, my gosh. 41-41 was the score when we ended regulation. 41-41 was the score when we ended first overtime. 41-41 is the score as we end the second overtime and go to the third overtime. There were 2 possessions in total in the second overtime period. Prep held it.
Same with the first.
Prep held it for 3 minutes, 45 seconds, and then Northeast had the 15-second try to get the shot off. Unfathomable basketball being played here at the Hyder Center. Have you seen any updates on that Lincoln Southwest game yet?
Hey, Chucky's watching us.
He is?
Shout out to Chucky Hepburn. Thank
Chucky
you, man.
Hepburn. The Wisconsin Badger hero
nice
from
shot
last
night, man. Wish we could get one of those in this game, but right now both teams seem content.
I think we could use Chucky Hepburn here to provide some tips on scoring in a close game late, because these teams just cannot do that.
All right. Is this the best basketball game we've ever called or the worst?
Both.
Yeah.
So now we're going to have...
I was saying when the fourth quarter started, is this the best game we've ever gotten to call? Like, I might be right, but I don't think I want to be.
So now we're going to have a fourth tip-off of the basketball game to decide who gets the...
I will note, there have been no fouls called in the past 8 minutes.
So
that's because no one has done anything. But...
we're going to have a fourth possession, or a fourth tip-off here to decide who gets the next 3.5-minute possession. Jungers and Basel. Jungers wins it again. Back to Evans.
Here we go.
O'Malley holding at the top.
Yeah!
Actually moving a little bit this time.
No way. I didn't know that was allowed.
Will they break the three-point line? They will.
Oh.
Evans moving in to O'Malley.
We got a point. We got points.
It is scientifically possible to score a point again.
Yes.
O'Malley gives Prep the lead at 43-41.
So now, will the Rockets hold for a last shot, whether to tie or win? They will not.
Win for the tie. Rolls out. Rebound to Evans.
Here we go.
Down the left side. Evans runs into a man. What's the call? Blocking foul.
And that is number 4 on Carlos Valdez.
3:19 to go in the third overtime. Rischel will be the inbounder.
So now, does Prep hold it?
Doesn't look like it.
I mean, I would. You've got the lead now. This is not a situation where the game is tied anymore. You don't have to shoot the basketball at any point. You could hold it till the buzzer sounds if you really wanted to. They don't.
O'Malley gets shut down at the rim, but a foul is called on Northeast. The fans are in an uproar.
And they called it on Valdez, so I believe that means Carlos Valdez
is done.
For the night.
Officials just informed him.
How about Casey O'Malley, though, really taking over this now, 7th period in the game?
Valdez out of the game. He will get a nice hand from the Rocket fans who have traveled to Omaha as Gatnor will check in.
Yeah, Mike Sauter's still here, and we have a basket. That's, I think, how all of us feel.
Yeah. O'Malley to shoot 2 free throws. Both teams now have 6 team fouls. As O'Malley misses it, but he's got 2.
Yep.
This game's getting so late, teams are forgetting the rebounding rules on free
I thought
throws.
it was 1-1 for a second, too, so I do not blame them. 3 minutes to go, potentially 3-point game. Man, oh man.
Chucky Hepburn just said on Twitter, shout out to the Prep commentators. They're awesome.
Thank you,
Chucky. As O'Malley knocks down the second free throw, it's a 3-point lead for Prep.
Should we start our campaign for Wisconsin to be a 1 seed in March Madness?
Might have to.
Yeah. Nebraska basketball is alive and well, folks.
Here is Lang. Dropping back. Back in again.
Oh.
A juggle by Gatnor. Kick
Oh.
out over the hands and through them of
Oh,
Basil.
the gym is going ballistic.
Prep takes over with 2:40 to
Martell
go.
Evans won the birdcage to get loud and stay loud. And you have to wonder how much Carlos Valdez coming out ended up hurting this team, because on their 2 possessions without him, they have looked lost.
Jungers will be the inbounder. Adonis Jones has come out of the game for Northeast.
And they're going to get it in.
He's come into the game. Lang checks out. O'Malley forcing the issue again. Kick out to Sudbeck.
Dangerous pass there. And now I think is close to the time where you hold.
O'Malley making his move. Out to Jungers.
Ooh.
And he will hold for a little while. Over to Evans.
Good foul.
That's a foul on Gatnor. And this is the guy you want to send to the free throw line if you're Northeast.
Yeah, I mean, he had an incredible game on Monday against Bryan. He was 11 of 15 from the line, which is by far the best performance of this season and his career. But before that game, he was shooting 53% from the line. If he reverts to that, especially in this situation, then we could have trouble.
Evans for a 1-and-1 as Adonis Jones checks out of the game. Lang is right back in for Northeast. Evans gets the first on a home court bounce.
Man, oh man. This is why free throws matter, kids.
7 points now for Martell Evans.
All 7 coming after the 4th quarter started.
Misses the second. So it's a 4-point lead for Prep.
Got to get a quick bucket here if you're the Rockets. A 3 would be nice, but at this point, just getting some points on the scoreboard is...
It's amazing. We got to adjust and get back to analyzing regular basketball here
I don't
after
want
all this
to.
time. There's a blocking foul against Prep. That's
number 4.
That's going to send Beard to the line for a 1-and-1.
And that is number 4 on Martell Evans.
I should note Hebner has come into the game for Joe Sudbeck on the Prep side.
And Xander Beard on the line, not necessarily the best guy you want to foul. 81%, 9th in Class A, just behind Luke Jungers in percentage. And he's hit both of the free throws he's taken tonight. Taken tonight. This is almost a 2-hour basketball game, Tyler.
Yeah.
This is incredible.
Sudbeck back in for Hebner.
Admittedly, over 10, 15 minutes of that had no action whatsoever. Oh, no.
Front end is missed by
Free
Beard. That
throws.
is huge.
Oh.
Jungers is fouled on the
Did they
floor.
call a foul?
It's on Basil.
Oh, I don't know about that one.
Lincoln Northeast fans all showing the thumbs up. They want a jump ball, but foul called against Basil. Jungers to the line for a 1-and-1.
They're certainly not giving a thumbs up to the call.
Nope.
That's for sure. It did look like a jump ball. I will say that. It looked an awful lot like a jump ball.
Jungers for a 1-and-1. That was the 4th foul on Basil. Jungers knocks it down on the bounce. He has 13 points. It's interesting. Creighton Prep's last triple overtime game, the state semifinal, one of the best games in Nebraska high school history against Bell West. The score of that game was 95-94. This is 46-41, and it's in triple overtime. Just incredible to compare this one to
make it 47.
All the others. As Jungers makes them both, he's got 14 points.
Well, the big difference is the offensive players were so much more talented than the guys guarding them in Bell West Prep. You know, guys like Chucky Hepburn, Frankie Fiddler, Josiah Doetzler. Now in this game, you've got offensive guys that can be stopped pretty easily, and they have been.
Hebner's wide open, but Evans was fouled before getting the ball to him. Beard came up short on the layup on the other end for the Rockets.
And that's either Basil's fourth or fifth. That is Basil's fifth. So now Porter Basil is gone too. I told you we'd get some foul outs.
We've already seen Valdez be forced out of the game. And now it'll be Porter Basil heading to the bench.
With under 2 minutes to go in this now third overtime period, Lincoln Northeast is going to have to start chucking up pretty soon.
Timeout. Timeout, Lincoln Northeast. Teams will head to the huddle. Martell Evans will have a 1-and-1. Rockets now have 9 team fouls, Prep at 7. So how have you seen things, Brendan, to start this third overtime? Obviously, we've seen more offense with the teams actually going to the basket now, but what do the Rockets need to change to get themselves back into this thing?
They need to go back to what they were doing in making the extra pass. Most of their shots in this third overtime have been like really contested drives into 2 or 3 guys, and those have led to either turnovers or badly bricked shots. But if they just keep making those extra passes like they were in the first 4 quarters of this game, then maybe they'll get an open shot. Maybe they'll hit a 3. Again, they've been horrible from outside all night, but maybe they'll get a 3. And maybe they can claw back into this game, but I mean, there's no doubt that the winner of this game deserves to go to Pinnacle Bank Arena and play in the state tournament. That is undoubtable.
Yeah, you hate to see one of these teams go home.
You said you wanted a Gretna update?
Yep.
Well, Jacob Padilla's there, so he's got us covered on that.
And?
Gretna 55-54, 33.7 to go in the second overtime.
Wow. I mean, there's just something special about this district final night every year. Some of the craziest things that you see all year happen on this night. We've got the Elkhorn South upset at Central. We've got this game as Evans knocks down the first free throw, and then double overtime down south in Gretna as well. Evans now with 8 points, 48-41 Prep. And it's a 2-for-2 trip for Martell Evans.
Just so we're all aware, Lincoln Northeast has missed 8 free throws tonight. 8.
And the deficit is 8.
Also, we're in triple overtime, and most of those 8 were in regulation. Another steal! And that might put this one in the books.
Junger's going to the line for what will be 2 free throws with Prep now on the double bonus.
I wouldn't call it an instant classic, but definitely an instant something.
Yeah. It's going to take a while to digest what we just watched here tonight, and it might not even be over yet. Still 1:44 on the clock. Plenty of time for Lincoln Northeast if they can hit some shots.
They haven't gotten a decent look up all overtime, and that goes for the first and second overtimes as well. They've just been turning the ball over every time, and much like in the Bryan game, Prep is hitting free throws. Their last, I believe, 7 have all come from the line.
Jungers now has 15 points. Jungers
now
has 16 points. And it's a 10-point lead in the third overtime for Creighton Prep.
You got to get a shot up quick here. There's no more time to delay. You got to, you probably should have shot it right there, honestly.
Adonis Jones is going to shoot from 3. He misses. Rebound Jungers. 1:30 on the clock. Jungers is fouled. Back to the free throw line for 2 more shots.
Well, see, now the issue is the game is slowing down too much because now everybody's fouling. I want to go back to where, nobody was moving because at least that, we didn't have a stoppage every second. All right, the Gretna result is official. Gretna 59, Lincoln Southwest 54.
Okay, so the Dragons are state-bound. Prep might be moments away here if Jungers can keep knocking down these free throws, which he does. 17 points now for Luke Jungers.
5 in the overtime period.
This to match 18 points, the same total he put up in the regular season matchup against the Rockets. And he's got it.
Nothing but net. He's hit his last 7 free throws.
12-point advantage for the Junior Jays. Rockets trying to preserve as much time as possible. There's the 3 for win. That one is offline, and Riechel pounces on the board and races ahead and starts to kill clock. Riechel has it poked away, but right to Evans. Evans with the throwdown! The exclamation point for Creighton Prep. They lead by 14.
Yes! We're going to Lincoln, baby.
Foul called against the Junior Jays. The Birdcage can sense it. The fans can sense it. The Rockets will have a 1-1 here with Xander Beard. 1:02 on the clock. Martell Evans lifts the lid off the Hyder Center.
Woo!
Huebner will go to the bench. Sudbeck, Jungers, Riechel, O'Malley, and now a timeout called for by Creighton Prep. Martell Evans and Luke Jungers. We talked about all night long how quiet they were in the second half. Evans was scoreless for the longest time. Jungers had 1 point in the second half, but they have been the guys in this third overtime.
They've combined for 11 of Prep's 14 points. Casey O'Malley has the other 3. And this is what you want out of your seniors. All 3 of them playing for the last time in the Hyder Center. All of them were on that team last year that lost to Bell West in triple overtime in the state semis. They know how much it takes to win a game like this, and they have answered the bell tonight.
55-41 Creighton Prep. Any foul against Lincoln Northeast from here on out puts Creighton Prep at the line for 2 free throws, as we've already seen with Luke Jungers. Prep has 8 fouls.
That's 6 fouls in just the overtimes for Northeast.
When we break from this timeout, Xander Beard will have a 1-1 for the Rockets. Beard tied for the team lead with 11 points tonight. And Lincoln Northeast, we have played 11 minutes of overtime between the first, the second, and the third. And if Beard makes a free throw, it would be their first point of extra time. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, they have had nothing doing.
Beard knocks it down, and it's 55-42. 12 points for him, and the Rockets back on the scoreboard.
A birdcage has begun to sing. That's how you know the game has gone well.
Beard with a 2-for-2 trip.
So that's now, well, let's see. We've had 2 overtimes already. So that is now 43 points in 43 minutes for Lincoln Northeast.
Goodness.
I mean,
some quick math right there.
Those offense where you score a point a minute, they're great in football. They're great in football. Not so much in basketball.
Jungers, Mr. Free Throw, is going back to the line. Prep already up by 12.
Chance to get 20, which would be his 9th game scoring 20 or more points.
O'Malley will come out as Prep is bringing in the backups here, and we'll see some of the seniors likely check out for the final time at the Hyder Center. Unless Evans and O'Malley stay in, we're waiting to see who exactly comes out.
Well, everybody but Jungers has taken a seat.
Yep, Prep's going to bring in a fresh 5.
As they should. Well deserved for these guys, and for a lot of them, Josh Townley, Jackson Dasher, Owen Shotkoski, Garong Mathiong, and Ashton Zapka.
Look at Evans and Riechel.
Yeah.
Hyping up the Birdcage one last time here in the Hyder Center.
Last game for 4 guys who were on the court and 5 guys who were about to come onto it.
First free throw from Jungers. He hits it. He has 19 points. And out come 2 of the seniors. Make that 3 with Sudbeck. Evans, O'Malley, Sudbeck will all get a big hug from Coach Lukey as they leave the Hyder Center court for the final time. Shotkoski, Matziong, Dasher, Zabka, and soon Townley will come in. Second free throw for Jungers.
Should we do the shout out for shots?
Jungers knocks both of them down.
So that is now 20 points for Luke Jungers as he takes a seat. 1 minute to go before Prep heads on to Lincoln.
Driving kick. There's a 3-point try for Northeast. It's airballed. Zabka with the rebound. Ball on the ground. And Zabka will be called for a travel, so the Rockets will take it back, down by 14.
With Owen Shotkoski, and how about a shout-out? Told us that his grandma, Mary Jo, watches all the games, so shout out to Mary Jo. Thank you for watching. And we hope you enjoyed this broadcast as much as we did.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, almost a steal there.
Here is Christian Wynn. 45 seconds left. Wynn drives in. And he's fouled, so he'll go back to the line for 2 more free throws.
It's on Josh Townley, I think. Boy, his fouls per minute ratio is going to be insane after this one.
So Wynn for 2 free throws. 42.8 on the clock. Wynn hits the first. And he has 6 points.
All of the Rocket points in this fourth quarter, or in this overtime, all 3 have come off of free throws. Make it all 4.
57-45.
And what a night. Wait, was that Wynn who shot it or Beard?
That was Wynn.
I think I messed up.
Here's Matiang. Lost his footing.
Nice pass.
Gets it to Townley. 30 seconds to go. Shot Koski to Zabka. He drives. Zabka trying to score. He's blocked by Wynn. Now the
20
Rockets
seconds
sprinting
now.
up ahead. This is Brecken Wilk. Kick out for 3. That one is missed by
Great
Jackson
board.
Rathje. And rebounded by Dasher. Under 10 seconds to go. The Junior Jays, for the 8th consecutive year, are going to Pinnacle Bank Arena for the state basketball tournament.
Wow.
They survived the marathon and beat Lincoln Northeast in 3 overtimes, 57-45.
Can you really call it a marathon? It's like maybe a crawl.
A marathon, but with crawling instead of running.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
I imagine that would suck almost as much as watching the first 2 overtimes did, but man, oh man, what a game we had here. Luke Jungers, 20 points in his final home game. Martell Evans scored, I believe, 11, all in the fourth quarter and overtime. But man, shout out to Lincoln Northeast as the Birdcage storms the court. The Rockets gave their all. They were so close to getting it done. And all I can say is, if this is what state basketball is going to be like, sign me up.
Yep. Brendan, this is it for us in this building. Thus concludes our final basketball call on CPSN. It has been one of the greatest joys of my lifetime to call this sport and cover this team with you for the last 3 years.
Absolutely. It's been one of the greatest experiences I've ever had. I couldn't ask for anything else. I couldn't ask for a better commentator, couldn't ask for a better team to cover, couldn't ask for a better camera crew. Alex, Mike, you guys are great. Cameron Mayo, our photographer, you're great. Cole Mack could not be here tonight, so Jackson Coho took over sideline cam for him. Jackson, great work tonight. And Cole, get well soon. You're great too. Thanks for all you guys have done for this program. And thank you to all the fans, all the people who have tuned in to all these broadcasts to listen to us talk basketball and sometimes not basketball. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for letting us bring you this. It's been an incredible ride. And Tyler, I'll let you sign us off for the last time.
All right, that's it. For one last time from the Hyder Center, Tyler Reedy and Brendan Preisman saying, have a great night, everybody, and catch the Junior Jays at State next week.